For those of you who may not be familiar with the BCCSA, we are a not-for-profit safety organization guided by a board of directors comprised of contractors who represent every facet of the industry, large, small, unionized, open shop. In fact, all 44,000 construction contractors within the province of British Columbia are BCCSA members. On our board, we have 2 ex officio seats from WorkSafe BC at the VP and managerial levels. We work in partnership with them because we have a common goal to make the construction industry safer. Our number one goal is to improve safety outcomes for construction workers within British Columbia. And our guiding principle is to do that by making safety simpler. And our offerings such as the Silica Control Tool, our training programs, NCSO program, and Regional Safety Advisor programs are all examples of how we bring that statement to life. What has been most satisfying for me as we develop this CCPO program is to work with a board of industry executives that are prepared to invest industry monies in innovations that enhance the safety of BC construction workers. For example, the Silica Control Tool, which brought together the professional expertise of the UBC medical faculty, along with software expertise and legal and regulatory experience, to design a software tool to deliver silica exposure control plans to meet regulatory requirements. Again, in developing a competency certification regime for concrete pump operators, we assembled professional certification expertise along with industry subject matter experts from BC, Alberta, and the US to guide the development process. We sought the advice of the National Commission for the Certification of Crane Operators, who have certified over 140,000 crane operators on programs accredited by the American National Standards Institute, or ANSI. We've engaged 2 PhD psychometricians to audit and assist with the development of all the examinations developed with this certification scheme. Our board of directors chose to develop the CCPO competency certification scheme to the highest available standard, and that is the International Standards Organization, or ISO 17024 standards requirements for the certification of persons. The CCPO program we are announcing today comprises 2 examinations. The first is a written examination of safety knowledge, which one needs to pass as a prerequisite to taking a demonstration of competency practical examination. The practical examination is taken at a construction work site, and the candidate must demonstrate operational and safety proficiencies while setting up, pouring concrete, and clean out. Once passed, the concrete pump operator is issued a certification, which is good for 5 years on the category of pump which the candidate has been examined on. After 5 years, recertification is achieved by passing another written examination. Of note, of the 50 pilot tests of practical examinations that we've done over the years, not a single general contractor denied access to their sites for that examination. The most common refrain was, "What took you so long?" You have the candidate handbook in your information kit, which provides the details on these examinations and the program applications, operations procedures, and requirements. Attached to the press release is a background note that provides a chronology of the program development process. Once we have 4 to 6 months of operational experience, our intention is to apply to ANSI for third-party accreditation of the CCPO program. ANSI accreditation entails a PhD audit of all the examinations and a management audit of the program requirements to the ISO 17024 standard. Once accredited, the CCPO certificate would be recognized as valid throughout North America. The press release notes that this is the first valid concrete pump certification scheme in North America. I just want to repeat that, the first valid concrete pump certification scheme in North America. In the development of these examinations, we retained PhD psychometricians, as I've mentioned, to examine the 4 current written examinations for certification that are currently widely used across North America. They determined that none of these met the international and professional industry standards. Apart from developing a valid written exam, the practical exam developed here is the only practical demonstration of competency exam ever developed in North America. The development of this certification program is of vital national interest. Almost 2 years ago, after a fatality in Ontario, the CSA was asked to revise the CSA Z151 standards for concrete pumps. After 2 years of deliberations, a unanimous consensus agreed that operator qualification should be included in the Canadian standards for concrete pumps. Those operator qualifications include passing both the written examination and a practical demonstration of competency. This goes to the heart of why we're here today and why we have invested so much time and energy in developing the CCPO program. Today, anyone with a Class 3 BC driver's license can lease any size of concrete pump, and if you've looked at that one out there, they're sizable machines, and they can drive it off the lot and begin pumping concrete. This situation was determined to be unacceptable by all the construction industry associations in BC and organized labor. It was this broad consensus that led the BCCSA board to decide to invest in a voluntary certification scheme of the highest standard. To make this voluntary program succeed, we will be promoting certification within the concrete pumping industry and launching a campaign with our construction industry partners to begin insisting on hiring only certified concrete pump operators. This will take some time, but with the support of construction industry leadership, we are confident we can make a difference for safety across BC and indeed across Canada. I want to express a special thanks to Concrete BC, Carolyn, thank you, who co-managed the development process, and their industry experts in the concrete pumping and concrete pump manufacturers. Without their full engagement, this program could not have been developed. I also want to thank Chris Schroeder. Chris is with Alliance Concrete Pumps, and they've provided a concrete pump for display outside, which all of you have seen when you've come in. I don't know if you noticed, but they put it up with an M for Mike. So you might want to look at that when you go outside. An operator and he'll answer, or there's an operator out there, or perhaps Chris as well can answer any questions about the scope and scale of modern concrete pumping and the pressures that they operate at, which are considerable. And finally, I want to acknowledge Charles Kelly, the project lead from the beginning of this endeavor, for the countless hours, boundless energy, and unwavering belief that this was the right thing to do. This was something that was done collaboratively, and I think that's so important. I'm always heartened, and when we talk at the offices about what unites us as a staff, what unites us as a group of people, it's our North Star is doing the right thing. And this is doing the right thing. And it's always interesting to me that all the politics dissolve when you have a common goal, and the common goal here is safety of workers, and suddenly everybody gets on board. I think it's really telling when you hear Rob say that it's probably the first time potentially in BC history that an industry is asked to be regulated. And I think that speaks volumes to the work that's been done here. So I want to thank all the speakers. Thank you very much for your time.